Exodus. He's got another show.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Okay.
It's not exactly obvious.
Oh, bloody hell. What the f? Are you serious? Dr. Strangelove? Oh man, this is the Dr. Strangelove of people who only do it in missionary.
International Women's Day is upon us again, and I love an international woman. But our friends over at Hershey's, they don't even know what a woman is. They've hired a biological male to be the...
Sorry, Jeremy. Hey, did you forget to add music, or is that going to be too expensive? Were you kind of reeling after the whole Crowder incident, where it's like, we offered him $50 million and he turned it down, and now you're trying to cut corners, or are you just not worth it for them? I have a package of copyright clear music as part of a thing I sign up for, so I can add this for you. Chat, what are we thinking? What kind of music does this scene require? Change it to audio. How about circus?
International Women's Day is upon us again.
Oh, so much better.
And I love
Instantly.
an international woman. But our friends over at Hershey's, they don't even know what a woman is.
Music plays such an important
They've hired
part
a
of film.
biological male
Sound
to be
effects,
the
music.
spokesperson for their Women's Day campaign.
Night and day.
And they're calling that campaign, and I swear I'm not making this up.
No way.
Her-she. Her-she. It's humiliating. And it's the reason that I'm launching Jeremy's chocolate. We have two kinds.
That is Michael Knowles. Always a B-lister. Man, B-lister for life. That sucks. Even at the Daily Wire, you're a sideshow. Oh my god, it's Fem Shapiro. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just recognizing all the faces right now. Okay. But that's really funny. That's fucking hilarious. For life. Even in your cushy, you sold out to be a fucking hate-filled bigot. You're still on the sidelines.
She, her, and he, him. One of them's got nuts. If you need me to tell you which one it is,
did you actually have the Jokerification gas experience? What is happening? You are doing, I didn't edit this. This is an AI. This is not me in Photoshop. Like, people accuse me of like sometimes stretching him, and like I have before. I've you know, the little finger tool on Photoshop where you move over and it's like but like not right. This is authentic. He's just doing this. This is his face. Yeah.
Keep giving your money to Hershey's. But if you're tired of giving your money to...
You're such a bad actor. You're breaking in a Daily Wire fake commercial. How are you breaking this bad? You have no lines.
But if you're tired of giving your money to woke corporations that hate you, and you're looking for a delicious chocolate bar from a company that actually wants your business, head over to IHateHershey's.com and order Jeremy's chocolate today.
Epic. You know what I love about this one? Is that they really showed it to those like pesky trans people who want to give people pronouns, you know, force pronouns on people by making chocolate that has pronouns on them. You know, that's good job. She, her for women, he, him for men. But you do realize that like this is also for trans women. Trans women can buy this one now. Trans men can buy this one. This one's gonna be totally appropriate for a trans dude to buy. Totally appropriate for trans. You haven't really made a statement at all, have you? Just that you too enjoy pronouns and their utility. Oh man, we agree. Pronouns are cool. They're helpful, you know, to be able to identify people. And respecting pronouns is actually the easier choice. It's easier. It's more work for me to want to like fucking misgender a lot of people after they've told you. Then you got to start being like, Zeezer. Oh God, mother, what's happening to me? It's all happening in real time. So there's a lot of new shows from the Daily Wire. I only just recently looked and I didn't know, like, you know how they have all the money. You can tell, $50 million for Steven Crowder, whatever the fuck Steven Crowder does. Check this other shit out.
What you already know is not sufficient to guide you into the future.
You already know.
The future is indeterminate. You cannot compute your way through the present into the future. You need to use your vision to weave your way through life. You're gonna face tyrants and you're gonna face mobs. Is there a vision that can sustain you in the face of that? You should accept yourself just the way you are. What does that say about who I should become? Is that just now off the table because I'm already good enough in every way? So am I done or something? Get the hell up. Get your act together. Adopt some responsibility. Put your life together. Develop a vision. unfold
Oh, put your life together, bloody hell. You know, it's a serious business with testosterone.
all those manifold possibilities that lurk
Manifold.
within. Be a force for good in the world, and that'll be the adventure of your life.
Destiny. Peterson. Exclusively on the Daily Wire. Visions. Visions and destiny. We all know about his visions, right? Motherfucker fucking slams back a couple ciders. Oh god, visions appear before me. Grandmother's brush is brushing my hair. Like, fucking visions. Exodus. He's got another show.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Okay.
It's not exactly obvious.
Oh, bloody hell. What the fuck? Are you serious? Dr. Strangelove? Oh man, this is the Dr. Strangelove of people who only do it in missionary.
That I know how to rest. I don't know what it means.
He's wearing it. He's wearing the Joker fucking costume. Oh, sorry. Which one is this? This is Two-Face. He's wearing the Two-Face Riddler. Two-Face Riddler. The Two-Face costume. Sorry, I'm getting too excited by these new shows coming out.
You know,
what a lineup.
I mean that.
What a fall
I mean
lineup.
that. Like,
The way it's structured, this law, then in the New Testament, Christ resumes it to one saying. Love
Right.
God, love your neighbor. That's it. That's the law. The whole law
Thanks,
is
brother
that.
love.
and the question is then, what's the spirit of the law? The fundamental spirit of the law. That's what this book is trying to sort out.
That we need God is a given. Does God
Thanks,
need
Ask Logic.
us?
Judaism says that you're supposed to both fear God and love God, right? And how do you do both of those things at the same time?
The thing you value enough to make sacrifices for, of any sort, that's your God.
Oh, Exodus. I just like, it's wild. So the way the Daily Wire like fucking functions that we now know from Steven Crowder is because they have so much fucking bank. They just straight up like $50 million for 4 years of production of the Steven Crowder show. There is so little overhead. Costumes, maybe some green screens, some special effects, whatever it costs for the rest of the people who he basically calls by like whatever, like, you know, non-white category or non-straight categories they are. Not gay Jared, quarter black Jared, or whatever, Garrett, or all these other characters. You can make whatever you want. Like Jordan Peterson can sit down and be like, oh, you know, bloody hell, I was thinking maybe like a table, you know, Dr. Strangelove, and then we put Dennis Prager and Ben Shapiro, and we all talk about how amazing it is to have sex only in missionary position once a year with a dry pussy. It's going to be amazing. And then they make it happen. Then fucking there you have it. The Daily Wire. Up and at them. And these aren't even all the shows, by the way. There's a lot of shows. The Masters program with Dennis Prager.
If society gets too secular, it ends.
If it gets too
What
secular.
is the biggest moral crisis facing the country right now?
From the studio that brought me
Whenever
What
I
Is a Woman?
summarize my life's work, there has been one overwhelming theme: the consequences of secularism. The general modern belief is you can be too religious, but you can't be too secular. But it's not true. If society gets too secular, it ends.
I'm going to be honest, especially after what was going down with Crowder. Unlike all of these degenerates, including Dennis Prager, by the way. Did you know that Dennis Prager has been divorced twice? He's third time married. Yes, third time married. He made a covenant to God, and he broke that covenant. I did not. I did not. For a fucking queer, all right? For a degenerate LGBTQ plus member, I'm beating all of you. I have a sacred bond that I honor. Yes. And that sacred bond can also include us doing some wild things, sometimes, you know, all over the place with other people. Who knows what happens? But I'm just saying I still made that covenant, and it's one I deeply respect, and I am madly in love, and I do respect that bond of love. That's right. Unlike all of you fucking devious fuck. All of you.
You've got to ask the right questions about life, or you can't come up with the right answers. We become stupid as we depart from that book that people laugh at called the Bible. And this is all a function of the secular world in which we live. And I speak on a lot of things. I've been on radio for 40 years. I've addressed literally thousands of topics.
Are humans basically good? You know what his answer to this was, is that he doesn't really think that about men. He's a misandrist. He thinks that men are rape monsters. Yeah, that men can't control themselves, and if it wasn't for the Bible, they would just be off in the streets committing assault and rape. Yeah, but thank God for the Bible. Yeah, that worked out for thousands of years, by the way. There was no rape for thousands of years, and then secularism came along, and then that's when the rapes began.
These talks are what I consider the most fundamentally important messages I can give to people. I am not making the case here for the truth of any given religion. We're appealing to the mind,
What is why do you always look like you're haunting yourself every time I see him?
great gift, the separator of the animal and the human, the mind. What is the world in which human rights were enshrined, where women were elevated? These developed in the West. The West was formed by Christian.
What? Is this the narrative? Are you going to take credit for civil rights movements that push up against the Puritans? What? Oh man, I almost want a subscription just to watch that episode. I want him to see, like, I want him to talk about how he's basically Malcolm X. All right, Talcum X, whatever you want to call Dennis Prager, but let him take all the credit for the civil rights movement on behalf of the West, for sure.
Christianity, and again, I'm a Jew telling you this. I have no axe to grind here. My axe to grind is what is true.
That's some new whitewashing. Whitewashing never before seen. Levels of whitewashing we've never done before. The Master's Program. Oh my God. That's wild. It's always so bizarre to me when you see these fucking appeal to tradition motherfuckers taking credit for civil rights action. It's like, well, you know, these things wouldn't have been possible in other parts of the world, but in the West, we have women's liberation. You shit on feminism every fucking day, and you want to return to traditional values. All of you motherfuckers are. And this is why so many of you are so fucking divorced, by the way. All, like, what a surprise. What a surprise. It seems like the domestic servitude life they preach all the time on the shows in the real world kind of fucking sucks. It's kind of super shitty. Why would anyone want that in today's modern day and age? No, we need better men, not this garbage. Speaking of better men,
Ben, I can smell weed right now. Right now. Are we gonna just sit here? Ben!
There's a difference between innocent and good.
Ah, oh. Let me think about that for a couple of months. Give me the Talmud, because if it's not in there, I want to know what the hell's going on. Can you smell it?
I'm not going to be the one who says that weed is kosher.
I'm 20 years clean. I didn't think this is how I was going to fall off the wagon. I've been with Bill Maher.
okay, so, like, this would actually be super adorable if this wasn't, like, you know, probably the most prominent useful idiot to the far right. And this wasn't one of the biggest pundits of the far right. Otherwise, you know what? The two of them getting a little fucking accidentally high together outdoors in Amsterdam, which is probably not as likely as them actually just playing up this weird contact high phenomenon that is something that's kind of documented that, but that still would be kind of cute. You know, wouldn't be a bad idea for a Daily Wire show. It's kind of like, you know, comedians getting coffee with cars or whatever, but it's more like fascists getting accidentally high or thinking they're drunk just by looking at other people do it on the streets of Amsterdam. So could be fun.
You and Rogan. Like,
I've been with Rogan. Man, Shapiro that takes me down. For God's sake.
Mia Mulder. Oh, I saw she's got a new video. I'm excited to watch it. The truth that they actually care about the truth. No, of course they don't. If they cared about the truth, you saw what happened with Matt Walsh. You saw when the divine light of fucking Jamie shined upon Matt Walsh's face. Did he evaporate like the vampire he is? No. He was just like, oh, well, Media Matters is gonna have a field day with this one. Because you don't actually care. Like, the science is so far not on your side on this issue. It's like, it is jarringly far. It is far to the point where it's comical. You have to openly be like, and admit that you're a grifter. That, or you're not allowed to ever. I'm sorry, if you have any kind of problem, go to the doctor again. You have to be like, I just reject the entirety of modern medicine and science. Like, you can't have both. You can't on one end be like, so if you were to have appendicitis, you'd get your appendix out. And on the other end, it's like, well, gender affirming care is actually just a racket, and it's to indoctrinate children and send them down a course that is irreversible, and it's done by the big trans lobby. Like, none of that is true. It's all lies. All lies.
If you want Hold up, pause. Balenciaga? The same Balenciaga tied to Satan-worshipping Insta photos and child pornography court documents?
Whoa, that's Shoe on Head. I know Shoe on Head. Shoe on Head, what are you doing here? Brand Balenciaga just did an interesting photo shoot for the new product recently, included a very purposely poorly hidden court document about, quote, virtual child porn. Wow, wow. Except these are two separate shoots. What you've done is you've taken a different shot from a different photo shoot of Balenciaga, but you've associated it with these by putting it in the same picture collage, not identifying that or adding that later after the fact, even after you were called out for it. And then that makes this look like much larger conspiracy theory than it is. And I'm not even here to defend, of course, Balenciaga. Fuck Balenciaga. Seriously, fuck Balenciaga. I don't give two fucks. Balenciaga, you can burn. I do not give a fuck about high fashion. Not my fight. Let them fight of the highest order. But I do want to say that I do hate pedophiles. I fucking hate pedophiles, hate, you know, sex offenders, hate people who endanger children, and I want children to be more safe. So I would rather energy that is being spent on actually preventing pedophiles from offending, you know, going after the Catholic Church, organizations where there are large amounts of kids getting abused and stuff like that, or putting out the PSAs, which are important, that the overwhelming majority of children who are abused by family members. Family members, that's right, it's family members. After family members, it's close friends, people who have proximity to children, access to kids. That's where the energy should be put on. If you want to talk about passing bills, I don't know if anti-Balenciaga bill is as important as an anti-child bride bill. See, that's way more important to me. I would much rather we go after the pedos and the groomers, like the ones who marry children, and stop that. Not make it legal to have sex with a child if you're married to them. Make that illegal, and make the child brides not legal. And so make there be a minimum age that one has to be in order to get married. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Or at least if you want to make it more fair, because there are 16 or 17-year-olds who may fall in love with each other and may have a child on the way. Well, if they want to get married and they're of a very close proximity age, sure. But a 40-year-old should not be allowed to marry a 16-year-old. 20-year-old should not be allowed to marry a 16-year-old. This is just like, it's so beyond. And that's what should be talked about. Not the conspiracy theories.
Pornography court documents? And weren't they recently involved in a scandal sexualizing kids in their ads?
Controversial recent ad campaign featured...
It's all gross. It's all gross. Ain't no leftist defending Balenciaga and the things Balenciaga does.
Kids with a bear in a bondage outfit.
Okay, you guys, so what's going on at the luxury fashion brand Balenciaga? At first,
This is old. Oh yeah, everything I'm showing you is old. I haven't gone to the Daily Wire site in a long time, so I'm catching up on all their new lineups and big shows. And they have a lot. There's like I said, I didn't know about the Jordan because I don't subscribe to the Daily Wire. I don't have their shows. I didn't know about the Dennis Prager Masters program. Didn't know about that one. They have apparently like a 4 or 5 part series on Balenciaga. But it's neat to see because this is like, these are high production value. I hope you all realize that. This is a studio that has a fuck ton of money, and right now there's a war that's forming. A whole bunch of different factions are trying to become the dominating right-wing empire, and they're all announcing this, by the way. It's not like new news. Ian, aka Moonlord of Tim Pool, is already making announcements on his own personal channel that, hey, by the way, I'm going to start trying to pivot into doing some of my own stuff. I know that would make all of you very happy, and I also want to talk about the fact that we could dominate everything if we had one unified kind of like right-wing hosting service. So there's all these fractions that are being built. There's the hardcore, like the Daily Wire is probably as close as you can get to just full-blown mainstreamed kind of fascist ideas, like we want to like eliminate trans people from society and stuff like that. That's the Daily Wire. Then there's less extreme, but still extreme, still highly anti-LGBTQ+, but slightly less because they believe, because they're friends with Blair White, that it's okay to be trans medicalists, for example, what the trans community refers to as true scum. They're okay with that, so saying that this is a mental disorder and that it can be cured through a series of operations if people can afford it, and that's what we're going to allow in terms of our limits of acceptability in this. But that's a separate faction. That's not as extreme as the Daily Wire, and that one is a schism between two different factions too. The Tim Pool group and now the Quartering and what's her face, Sydney Watson. They're trying to form their own kind of empire on the side as well, trying to get people to join it, and like, it's all the chess pieces are now moving in, trying to become the new right-wing blob, the combine it all blob, if you will, the mega
BDSM
blob.
In the fucking darkness over the symbol of a pentagram. He's this guy who's photographed in that full black mask alongside Kim Kardashian at the Met Gala. More on Kim later.
But again, all of this The right versus Disney. The right versus Anheuser-Busch. The right versus Balenciaga. Have at it. Have at it. Get out there. Go. Go. I have no pushback on that. Please, go attack Disney, Ron DeSantis. Go after their copyright law. Yeah, do that. Who's gonna win? I don't know. But I will, you know, on the sidelines, battle each other. Yeah, right-wingers versus high fucking fashion, battle it out. Ooh, got no love for either side there. Enjoy the battle. Anheuser-Busch. Ah, yes, that multinational corporation that owns Budweiser Light, they donate a fuck ton of money to right-wing politicians who really screw over the lives of queer folk. They're a really bad fucking massive company. They're super shitty. Yeah, so if you want to take them down, be my guests. Go after them. Oh, yeah. Oh, are you trying to get their stock to plummet? Oof. Oh, yeah. No, baby. You're doing something. It's precious. You're getting a lot of stuff done. Yeah, no, you're changing the world. This is a valid protest. It is, and it's effective and not a waste of anyone's time. Please keep going after it. Keep going after inanimate objects. It's so much nicer than you going after queers. Keep going after imaginary phantoms, Mickey Mouse, whatever you say. You know, just battle it all out against these monstrous, huge corporations. Here's the shitty thing about capitalism. You didn't think it was ever going to come to bite your ass, but then the whole tech industry being a little bit more libby than you want, you know? And now it's like, well, they're anti-free speech. No, they're pro-business. Always have been.
Do you enjoy the Serfs, but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tao, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojak, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.